Send me to the Shadow Realm, Medabeat, pull the trigger! Oh, that's nostalgic. Any chance you could load up a needle with that and stick me 8 times? Medabots is so cool, man. Seriously, how many kids' toy animes were actually selling something interesting? Something not immediately ridiculous. Let's see, we got Tops but epic. Okay. We got some kind of transforming ball. That was Bakugan, everyone. Very long-lived. Oh god, it came back. And this one's just marbles. Like your little robot thing, that's a marble launcher. That's what it does. It's marbles! Oh yeah? Medabots, or Medarot in Japan, is a franchise about customizable battling robots. Start with a frame, slap on some guns, and bam, you're ready to cap the school bullies with real bullets. Medabots can kill children. Okay, they can't because of some basic rules written into their system, but it's a lot funnier saying that Medabots can kill children! Now, a series that cool ain't without games, and let me tell you, there's a pile. It's mostly RPGs, to be fair, a lot of turn-based battling, part collecting, party customizing RPGs, and they've been going for a while in Japan. And it's a little frustrating because, as we've established, Medabots was cool. It had an anime, it had cards, it had collectibles. I remember thinking, damn, this is gonna be the next Pokemon. So instead, the West got 3 bad games and nothing else dead. Some say it's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. I say I'm about 15 corpses deep in the fandom graveyard and can no longer feel. So here we are, with the table scraps. Well, let's see. The first thing I'd want in a Medabots game, because they're sweet customizable battling robots, is the ability to control my Medabot. Now, to be fair, you'll need an approximately 6 decimal IQ to understand the Medabots franchise, so the first entry we got was a remake of Medarot 2, slapped into a GBA cartridge. It loosely retells bits of the anime and might be a ton of fun, to someone. So in Medabots, an RPG adventure, you roll around town looking for things to do, maybe explore a bit. Okay, try to keep it together. Old RPGs are the best because you don't talk to every NPC for valuable information. You talk to every NPC to see what chaotic evil dialogue the board devs hid away. It's like landmines, you know, nothing to see, and then make no mistake, man's trying to f a robot. Holy Medaroli. Yeah, you said it, Icky. Now, Icky's a bit of a See, he wants a Medabot, but he doesn't have enough money. His mom wants him to buy dinner, a little spice-a-roni. Okay, and hands him $50. So he does what any responsible kid does and gets roped into buying a dangerous Medabot, complete with submachine gun and missile launcher, and gets to keep the change. Man, I swear, $50 for Medabeat. Just... oh! So instead of beating his ass, his parents let him live out his dream of screwing around with dangerous machinery, and hey, I'm here for that, okay? I like Beyblade, I actually get the toy anime thing, but nothing trumps blowing everyone else's robots to smithereens, having multiple girlfriends, and pocketing everyone's lunch money. Dang, $50 really can change a life. Unfortunately, the game isn't very cool, if I'm being perfectly honest. Battles are kinda like relay races, where you race to take your turn, then fire. You can fire different weapons and hit different parts. Sometimes you gotta pull enemy bots apart piece by piece, and sometimes they'll die in one crit. But the best and worst part of this whole system is not having to control it. Battles are painfully slow, especially when headshots aren't on the table, so you end up watching these running animations till you're dizzy and snoring through the regular animations. Thank God for auto mode. And I don't mean to be rude here, if you like this game, I'm glad. It's just that every single battle plays out almost identically and nothing interesting really happens. Like at all. By the end game, you're supposed to be loaded up with 3 fully customized Medabots, paying attention, wrecking, reveling in all your hard work, right? But to get there, you have to slog through area after area of random battles, which, again, all play out the same, more or less. The battles do have intricacies and mechanics, and there is stuff we could dive into, but if the end result is this... little cringe.
Wait, what? You could look at their search history, you could blackmail them!
It's funny because this is the only Medabots game that's actually Medabots in the West. It's a JRPG franchise. Okay, so the first game was a bust, but JRPGs have a bit of a troubled history in the West. You know, it's not really surprising that when kids see this, they want that. So for the second game, now that they've decided to let you control your Medabot, I guess I'd ask for immediate attacks and heavy shots. Dudes that really pack a punch. I swear to almighty God, Medabots AX for the GBA comes in 2 versions. Start with Medabi or Rakusho. Platform around stages and fight 2-on-2 battles. What could go wrong? Sad to say, but this game's in easy contention for the best among English Medabots titles. I mean, it's firing from more than one barrel. You can fight row battles in real time and collect parts. Like, a lot of parts, and there's a whole library of customization options to discover. Like a miniature custom robo on handheld. But, a couple things. Custom Robo had schmeedy hits, a character named Evil, and a hearty dose of Chinese food. In a phrase, the game had character. It wasn't just the customization that made it memorable, and man, Medabots had its own anime, its own manga. It's always wild to me when the character of a franchise doesn't shine through because it's filtered through a low-budget lens. And don't talk about Game Boy games lacking personality inherently. I will fight you on the street. So AX does things okay. You can still row battle in large stages, pick your parts, pick your partner's parts, and play a few rounds. It's not awful. It just feels awful, like a $1 Steam game. Here's the issue. This thing gets compared to Digimon Rumble Arena, a notably, not great game, but at least Digimon Rumble Arena has moves with impact, screen freeze, hit stun. The mechanics and beautiful animations actually convey the struggle of battle very well. In AX, you run around, tab B a bunch of times, shoot out a couple of piddly balls, screw around losing parts, and slug it out like awkward flailing robotic babies, then hit full charge for your super move and win off a full screen missile attack. It feels good the first couple of times, and winning off a random headshot is cool too, till it happens to you. So it's not truly awful. It's got some redeeming qualities, but I pity the desperate Medabots fan, me circa 2012 when I bought this at a local game store, who can't get their fix and resorts to this. And it doesn't have to play out how I described, you know, you can fit your partner up however you like, more offensive, more defensive, pure support, etc. You can use guns, you can slash at enemies instead, mix and match, fire traps instead of getting dirty, just outright nullify incoming attacks. Some parts are better suited to water combat. It's not like depth and potential isn't present. It's just that no matter what good intentions back development, the models are too big, the camera's too zoomed in, and the move speed is too high. Medabots have no weight or impact, they turn on a dime, and with 4 models on screen at any time, it devolves into a jittery, overly aggressive mess, especially against the AI. So 99.99999% of all battles ever fought in this game. Believe me, if you could link up, it'd be fun enough. There's no doubt in my mind. But not every game has that kind of pull. Also, another funny story, Medabots as we know it in the West is based on Medarot 2's story, and not the original conception of the franchise in Japan. So, good news and bad news. Start with the good. We actually found a 3D Medabots game. And the bad news is, it's Medabots Infinity. Now, Metacritic is very out of fashion. If you post caps of it, you will be in trouble with the video game literati.
Mamma mia!
Because, as we know, Metacritic is a review aggregator and not an accurate depiction of a product's quality, which is why the mean old critics gave Medabots Infinity a 5, and the fans gave it an 8. Well shoot, I trust fans. Medabots Infinity is very bad, if only because you could again be playing Custom Robo, a good game, instead of this Digimon World 4-ass, bad camera control-ass fighter, in just the most quotations. And I know, I always say that fans will get the most of these types of games, and really, if you prefer 3D graphics over budget 2D stuff, it's not much worse than AX. But that's not really a vote of confidence. There's a pretty typical and meaningless tournament story backdrop to the actual gameplay, which consists of entering logs and things and completing the stage behind each one. It's a little odd to be running through levels in this kind of game, but to be fair, they could have left it as a bare-bones fighter, so it's something. It's real easy. You blast enemies, break objects, collect parts on occasion, sometimes do puzzles, gonna need the quotes again, and cap off every stage with a boss. The stages are largely superfluous, but so is this line in the script. The battles are so close, man, I'm telling you, all I wanted was my customizable robot, an opponent, and an open stage to battle it out. Or so wishes go until you're holding the thing and it's not Right. Yeah, the Medabots are weighty, plot around the arena, and turn slowly, but there's no lock-on button, and you start the game with projectiles. Let's see, how to find the words. It don't work. Remember, we're making it weighty now, so everything has a wind-up animation, a little lag before the shot, so in a game where bots be schmovin', and they do be, you're more likely to cap the referee than hit the opponent. It's awful. So much time that could be frantic and interesting is spent lining up shots and missing, and to be very clear, that's actually not a big deal because the real strat is to confuse the AI by running behind something, charge up your special bar, and like AX before it, win in one big hit. What a letdown. Medabots fundamentally is about damaging each part until you can finally pop the head. Why in a game with multiple weapons at the player's disposal is the match most expediently and consistently decided by a single special move? I've got 3 weapons, okay? Magnum, SMG, and missile launcher. That's cool enough. Cut the please. But hey, at least we got jittering spider hell legs. I'm sorry, these games are all so limp. It's hard to find something worth laughing at. Between rolling, jumping, attacking, threatening to kite, and charging up your special move, I bet the multiplayer is actually kinda decent. It makes me wonder if games like these are more often tested versus AI, because that's the most common scenario, or tested against other players, because that's the ideal. Either way, game's rough. Nobody played it, and it's the last time Medabots hit the Western Gamesphere. Well, that's that. Who cares, right? It's all baby toys. Kid things, you know, more plastic junk, doesn't age well. Hit a certain age and people start raising eyebrows and acting weird about that old stuff you liked still on your shelf. But there's a point where you're just so sick of it. Like, if a company can capture that much care, there's no way their IPs weren't solid, so why the half effort? Why the lack of support? Why a lot of things? I'm not sure why I'm mad, except having seen it so many times, that is. I might occupy fandom spaces, but I hold no fandom. IPs are taken out, examined, and placed back in the drawer. Magi Nation, Beyblade, Medabots, Shaman King, Department Heaven, Warcraft, Custom Robo, Golden Sun, Final Fantasy Tactics, Soul Calibur. I liked all kinds of stuff in all kinds of formats, but none of these things is forever. And when the fire's dead, we've got our little embers, things that could spur stories, but without the flame and the fervor, they don't quite sing like they did. But hey, look at the bright side. Medabots collection coming to Switch. Japan only. Ha ha ha. Live, love, laugh, am I right, guys? Hey, it's KBash. Special thanks goes out to my $4 patrons, whose names are on the screen. The show's on its way somewhere good thanks to the community's generosity. And special thanks goes out to my extra generous patrons who are... A Dead Diehard, Alexa, Andy Blarg, Arch, Basement Dweller, BZ Soul, Boha, Brios, Cal, Can I Cuss on here? Caesar T, Cordant, Christo009, Cody Golden, Corgi the Lad, Couch MOBA, Crater, CW Glassworks, Kyle Lapreed, Daddy Dagoth, Dakota Storm Jones, Dondium, Danky Stank Swanky Make, Dara, David Castillo, Decode, Den Het, Dylan Coffee, 8-Bit Funk, Elias, LPO, Elsa, Annex, Aesthetico, Exa, Frankenstitch, Glyph Seeker, Guard Corey, Gucci Plant, Hatsune Miku's Crackhouse, Harkaj, Heman Gamin Station, Hexmex, Huey, Ingenious Clown, I Punched a Sandwich, Irradiated Cherries, Ice Kyle, Ivy Ruth Langley, Jason Laske, Jaden, J-Deus, John Weber, Joke Frog, Keegan Too Cool, Clocked, Creighton, Crazy Dark Chocolate, Latrix, Laundry Mom, Lego Sid, Lawn, Low Fat Mogurt, Lucas Boyd, Magical Madman, Markules, Maximilian Wolfgang Niver, Mike DeVR, Milky Moo Official, Mr. Dodongo, My PP is Hard, Niranu, Nito Torpedo, Old Burgle, Old Man Cranberry, Only LK, Gaplant, Pandemic Cowboy, PK Gaming, Potato Gaming HD, Quasar McDougal, Quillworth, Quinn, Reasonable Willow.
Reggie Rodriguez.
Sagitrash. Siren Smells Good.
Salty Smasher.
Sam Vertigo. Sekai no Awarida.
Shad.
Silver Bear 909.
Simp God.
Sleepy Wabbit. Space Lizard. Special Children. Spooky Grimalkin. Squishword. Starbound. Sublime Cataclysm. Super Katsanova.
Super Sandwich Guy.
The Big Bubby. The Salt Knight.
Thrips Heartrop.
Timid the Writer. Travis Edwards. Trevingsley. Twiddle Chungus.
V01156.
Vid.
Venom.
Vice Pup. Viewers Like You.
Vic.
Waposa. Weeb Trash.
Well, shit.
Winter Solstice. Zanny Tanner.
Yay, Kundo.
Young Citrus. Zachary Livesey.
Zachary V.
Zanaso.
Zane the Impure. Zane the Pure.
Zed Slayer Gamer. Zilvlin Ray. Cyberbunk.
If you'd like to help support the show and make it even better, check out my Patreon. We've got all kinds of goals and lots of rewards in store. Stay tuned for more. KBash out.